Hi, everybody. This is Ophelia once again. And for those of you who have been following my videos, my website, cupidandI.com, my fan page, or even my personal page, Tybell is my social media name. You will know by now that I only speak positive things because we are living in a world that is filled with so many issues, and we really don't need any more negatives down our throat, and for me, my policy, my personal philosophy is that we are all interconnected, and I'm aware that it is not everyone that you're gonna be friends with or even gonna like you, but whatever I do, I try my utmost to make sure that it's more positive than negative, and it's something that I have to recommit myself to on a daily basis, because sometimes the stresses of life will get you so frustrated that if you're not careful, if you don't have your personal philosophy and beliefs and your commitments, you could really resort to anger, hatred, envy, and criticism that is not constructive. And so this morning's topic, it's ongoing because I did one recently about a singles club, and we're going to chat a little bit about relationships, issues in relationships, and one does not have to be an expert to talk about issues in relationships, as long as one is an adult and has gone through relationships. One has that experience that will give them a personal viewpoint. It does not mean that what I say today is basically correct, and it would not resonate with everyone. But I just want to share my views, because it's I wonder, aren't you tired? I ask myself that question every day. When I remember the challenges I've gone through in relationships, sometimes I shake my head, because as an outsider looking on into someone else's relationship issues, it's easy for us to see the things that they are missing, because it is often said that love is blind, and so when you're in it, then it's difficult for you to see. And even if you see, you just don't want to accept that things are not, what they are. And one of the biggest burdens in life is being stuck in a relationship that's not going anywhere. And even if it's going somewhere, it's going backwards. It's not growing. And like everything else, a relationship to me is like a tree. You plant it when you get to meet the person, it's like a seedling, and you plant it, you water it, and it's meant to grow. That's what it's meant to grow. But if you're in a relationship and it's not growing, you're you've been in it for quite some time. You've gotten to know the person. Things were great. Everything was going smoothly. And then, for the past few months, and let's go to the extreme, years, everything has been going downhill. And you are the one that is trying to keep it together. Aren't you tired? A relationship is like a tree. It takes the tree and the farmer who planted the tree to mold that tree and get it to grow. So in a relationship, there's two persons. So you decide to plant this tree, both of you together. And if at some point one person pull away and they consistently is pulling away, then you trying to keep that tree growing by itself when it really needs two persons to input into it. It's basically it's one of the most tiring, and it's one of the experiences that if I had the will, I will never let another human being go through painful relationships. Because and why, the reason why I would not let that, because when a relationship, when you love someone, you're in a relationship with them, whether it's a marriage or simple relationship, intimate relationship, you're not married, the feelings are basically the same. It doesn't matter if you're married or not, the love is love. When you love somebody and they're not responding to that love. At one point they did, but things went wrong for whatever reason, and you find yourself going back and forth, in a toxic relationship. It is one of the most challenging things, because what it does is that it affects the rest of it affects the other areas of your life. And to think of a relationship, I think of a relationship as let's say it's the kidney. Your relationship is like your kidneys, right? If when your kidneys are functioning properly, they're able to get rid of all the waste products that the body does not need, and you remain healthy and everything is fine. But the day that the kidney starts malfunctioning, then everything starts going wrong, and there's a build up of toxic waste within the body. And when that happens, it basically affects your entire body, and your health starts getting out of control, and then you come down with diseases. So basically a relationship is like that. It's like you're in it, and once you keep growing, everything is fine, and it helps you to flourish in other areas of your life, because you have that sense of fulfillment that you just you're motivated to conquer the world. But when a relationship goes bad, you spend so much time thinking about what is going wrong, and all of it just saps all of your energy, and it affects your personal growth. So even though you're supposed to grow together in a relationship, if you're not growing together in the relationship, you're basically you're gonna be in emotional distress. And because of that, then it affects the other areas of your life that you should be concentrating on. And so today I'm asking you, aren't you tired? Because a lot of us will look at being single as, as the worst thing. So we'd rather stay in a relationship that's been going downhill for years, and that is so toxic that you cannot function. You're having high blood pressure, and your health is out of whack. You're mentally, you're depressed and all of that. So Aren't you tired? Have you ever considered giving yourself the chance to really grow? Because if you're in a relationship and you started a long time ago, in the days when you should have been concentrating on your development in terms of your career and your purpose in life, and that relationship was not healthy, then chances are you would have basically you would have been underachieving, because most of your time is spent, or was spent, focusing on something, your relationship, that is not a relationship at all. And aren't you tired? What is so many people, they stay in these relationships, and I know it is hard because I've been there. I've had my heart torn apart, like feel like, literally feel like if somebody just pulled it outside of my chest. So I know what it is. But since I've gone past that stage, I am now realizing, that, well, even if you're in a relationship that is going downhill, there comes a point when you're gonna be sick and tired of it. And if you feel to yourself you do not have the will to let go, there's one thing that can help you do so. It is focusing your attention on yourself, focusing on developing an area in your life. One of the things I recommend, and others from my reading recommend, is focusing on your passion. Something that is worthwhile, something that you're passionate about, and something that will not only benefit you but others around you. So you think you're in a relationship and you can't cope, and focusing on what is going wrong and trying to hold that partner back is basically, after a while, it doesn't work. So if you keep doing that, you're gonna be just going wrong in circles and going downhill. But if you take away that power that you've given to your partner by just focusing on them, because the more you focus on them, is the more they pull away from you. Take that attention that you're giving to that person who does not deserve your attention, and put it into something that is meaningful to yourself and others outside of yourself. And believe me, you will see the difference in your life. Do not let a relationship affect your personal goals. If the person does not want to grow with you, it's obvious that they don't need you in their lives. And I personally believe that while you may love someone, true love is supposed to be reciprocal. Is that if I'm truly in love with you and it's true love, then you're supposed to be able to give that back to me. If it's one-sided, then I'm sorry, that's not really true love. It has to come from both persons. So give yourself a chance, though, even if it means staying single for a while and working on yourself. Don't go trying to hold on to something that's killing you. Don't do that. So how do you know when to move on? I have a few tips here. You are the only one trying to make the relationship work. So if you're in a relationship and you're the only one trying to make it work, then, and you before, the partner used to be putting in effort, but they're not putting in effort, and it's consistently that they are not putting in effort, it is time for you to move on. Your partner is only interested in sex, and you want more. You want that personal connection. You want that emotional connection. Whether you are a man or a woman, a relationship, you're supposed to be getting something out of it. And it's not supposed to be one-sided, where one person is getting their needs met but the other person is not getting their needs met. You've been together for years and the relationship is not growing. It's time to move on. That's the simple truth. No going around in circles. The relationship is supposed to be growing. It's supposed to be going forward. You have to do you have to be the one to always need to change. So sometimes in a relationship, the partner is finding fault with you, and yes, you have your fault, you have your issues. All of us, we have our issues, but if it's always your fault, and the other person cannot compromise, then it's time to move on, because you're not supposed to be the only one changing in a relationship. It takes two to make a relationship work, and we all come with our baggage, our issues, and it takes we have to understand and compromise, and really want to be in the relationship. You cannot be yourself around the person. You cannot be your true self. And this is not about disrespect. This is about being your own unique self. A part of us, a side of us that we cannot really change. We can enhance it, but we don't need to pretend that we're someone else when we are in the presence of the person that we're supposed to be in a relationship with. So if you are constantly walking on eggshells and not knowing what to say, and always feeling intimidated and unsure, that's not a healthy relationship. And I trust that this little talk today has been inspiring to someone. Don't waste your time and go all giving up on love. Take some time away from that, and in the meantime, focus on your self development, on your personal growth, because a lot of people, they spend so much time looking for a relationship that they forget to grow, to improve themselves, and that is what we should be doing, and even if we end up single, there's no crime in being single. I keep saying it, there's no crime in being single. Being single is sometimes the healthiest thing. If you cannot be in a happy relationship, it's best to be single, because being single, you're able to make your choices. There's nobody for you to pretend to be who you're not. There's nobody to stress you out. There's no sapping of your energy trying to get someone to really appreciate who you are when you are single. So don't look at being single as a crime. It's not a crime. It's healthy, and it's okay. It's okay to be single. It is okay. There's no crime in it, and you don't have to explain yourself to anyone why you're single, why your marriage did not work, why your relationship did not work. Because at the end of the day, your happiness is what counts, not somebody else's happiness. Before I go, though, I want to say one thing. Sometimes, as a friend looking on, it is often possible, it's more likely that you're going to see the issues in the relationship and see them for what they are. But you have to be patient with somebody who is in a relationship that is going downhill, because oftentimes you're thinking, okay, if it was me, I will walk away. But sometimes, if the person is not ready to accept, all you can do is just be there for them when they are ready. You cannot force them to accept that things are not going to change. They have to go through the process and feel the pain and come to a point where they say that I have had enough and I'm letting go. So again, my name is Ophelia, and I trust that this little discussion has been an inspiration to someone out there. And until next time, feel free to comment. I love the comments, discussions. It's healthy discussions on relationship. It helps all of us grow and get to know each other. And you can also visit my website, cupidandi.com, where I have a relationship, love and relationship section, and I share some of my experiences and some on different areas of relationships, and how I dealt with them, and and my views on those areas. Feel free to leave comments, share, and like, and just spread the good vibes. Have a nice day. Bye.